Welcome to Yesterday, Today, Tomorrow. My name is Mariana Cordier, and I am your host. The holidays are rapidly approaching, and all of us need to think about our health, beauty, and wellness. So I have a couple of guests here to talk about that. My first guest is Cheryl Clifton. She's with Mary Kay. And I have Gloria Aparicio Blackwell, who is a producer of YTT, and she's also the director of community outreach at the University of Maryland. So ladies, welcome. And I like the idea of the topic of this being inner and outer beauty. So Cheryl, what are some of the tips and ideas that people should have with thinking about beauty, wellness?
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Sherelle. And one of the things that I think about more so is just have a sense of gratefulness. That will show through in anything that you do, even with what's going on now with this pandemic. So if you're grateful about any circumstance that you're in, then anything that you do in terms of using skincare or using glamour or trying to pamper yourself, it will show through a whole lot better. If you're feeling down and out because of whatever, that will show through also. Okay. So that's the first thing. Just have a sense of gratefulness about everything.
So number one should be attitude. Have a positive
Yes.
attitude and
Yes.
outlook.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, indeed.
And what's the next?
Next thing, learn how to take care of your skin. Whatever you're using for your skincare, you want to make sure you're using something that not only complements you, but takes care of your skin. Everybody has different types of skin. So you want to make sure that you're using the right thing for your skin and that it is complementing your skin.
But how do you know? Like, I have gone through, I shudder to think how much I've spent over the years on products.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about figuring out what works best for you and what is best for you?
Okay. Well, it depends on, what you want to use. One of the things that you want to find out is, what it is that your skin is doing. There's some oil that may be coming through only in certain areas. You may be oily all over. You may be dry. Whatever your needs are, you have to customize your skincare according to your needs, and then according to the seasons. Your skin changes, as we're embarking on the winter. You may start getting a lot drier. So the adjustments are necessary so that you can, have that glow. And you can tell, a lot of times if your skin is itchy, then that's because you're too dry and you need some more moisturization. So just finding the right thing to make sure that it's taking care of it well.
And what is the third thing that you would say to everyone is important?
In terms of making sure that the inner beauty shows through, just be comfortable with what's going on in your life. I mean, I know we talked about attitude, but a lot of times stress shows through. And so, if you've got those things going on, I would say whatever is causing you stress, you might need to get rid of it. Okay.
I can think of a few things to get rid of. I'm not sure I can, but
I understand, but just understanding what it is and maybe try to control it. There's certain stressors that cause things to stress you out a whole lot more. And, getting that attitude together, then you cannot allow, a lot of times we driving around. We can, if you don't have maybe calm music on in the background, just learning how to control it so that it doesn't get the best of you.
That sounds like such great advice. So simple, but great advice. Mm-hmm. Gloria, I wanted to ask you because I thought this was the most amazing thing you told me about your Appalachian Trail. I don't know what to call it, whether it's project or hiking trip, or can you explain this to everybody that it's virtual and how it works?
Listen, I'm going to go along with Sherelle in terms of gratefulness. We have to be grateful right now after all these things that we're going through, this almost 19 months in this twilight zone. We had to find a way to how we can be inside and out, be happy and be grateful. So one of the things that I'm doing is a challenge. So right now with the virtual world, we have been able to do exercise in a virtual way. So I got into the Nordic track of the world, bought a stationary bike that is no holding close yet. I'm using it.
Wait, is that what's in my room that's kind of taking me to this
Exactly.
mountainous-
I'm defeating that analogy that when you buy that, it's just as a holding place. Nope, not for me. So what it is, I'm trying to do the Appalachian Trail. It is a trail that is 1,980 miles.
Wow.
And I started last December, and I'm just going right now. I just the verge of finishing. Well, I have 300 miles to go, and that has been so hard. And what it is you map it out. There's an app for that, as always. So you get into that, and then I try to do every day or twice, 3 times a week, do 10 or 20 miles in the bike. And I'm basically either I just map it out through Google Map. Then I go to Italy, France, I go to Europe, Africa, you name it, South America, and even in my own neighborhood. And then I do I start pedaling, and that's what it counts the miles, and that's what it shows how much progress have I done. But on top of that, I have, because I need to have the energy, I want to finish that. That's a big challenge. And I don't know why you have to be so hard on myself, but it is because I think I got the COVID 20 pounds, not 19, 20 pounds. I need to do something for my health. And every time that I go into that bike, I just feel a sense of purpose in life. I regain some energy, and also have a feelings of that, God, something I have accomplished every day. So that has been a big motivation for me. On top of that, and then I go with friends and I do my walks on Saturday morning. And that is kind of my way of, I don't go to church, but that's my church. That is being kind of thanking just for the week that I went through, and that exercise have gave me once again my juice for the next week and for that day and next week. So it has been a very interesting process, but it's all about getting into the bike, and then so you don't get bored. Then you have those scenery that come to say, okay, now I want to go around that place because I can see how the streets, the town, and the people that you see around is very rewarding.
And is it something that you would recommend for other people to do?
Please, yes. And like I said, you don't have to invest in a bike in this case. You could do it just walking around the block. You can just do it, some exercise at home, even chores at home. When I'm doing cleaning with my Fitbit, I track it down, and then it kind of measures a little bit how much steps, and that gives me the number of miles that I have done through that day.
That's amazing. I when I saw the Facebook post that said I'm on the Appalachian Trail and this is where I'm at, I was kind of like scratching my head going, I just saw her not too long ago.
But is it beautiful because he's telling you, and you are with so-and-so, and then you start competing with those individuals. I'm going to beat you. This guy beat me again. So,
that's amazing.
It is amazing. I think that we have reimagined many things, including how to do exercise and how to keep this. We cannot have any excuses now. It's right there in front of us. It sometimes may become pricey depending what it is that you want to do, but there's so much free stuff that we can take advantage of.
Have either of you ladies done the yoga, Sharelle, or those kinds of mindfulness activities to kind of clear out the mind, like you were saying, playing calming music and stuff like that? I was wondering if that's something that you recommend or know of something in particular that's been helpful for de-stressing.
Well, I personally, in the morning, I have spiritual time. So every morning from 7 to 8, I have a prayer call that we do in Mary Kay with consultants. And that allows us to just kind of unwind and realize what's going on. We learn different things, we read books, but that just kind of prepares me for the day. So that just gives me my calming experience, so to speak.
And how long does it last for usually?
It's an hour. It's usually from 7 to 8. Mm-hmm.
So that's every day that you do that, and it gives you your a fresh start, like a
Yep.
good cup of coffee, right?
Indeed, indeed. Yeah.
And so let me ask you, because I know I've gotten a lot of questions about this and I don't have a good answer for it, but masking is something that we're all doing. And I have a feeling we're going to continue to do it for a very long time. And it does have sometimes an effect on your skin with either breakouts or irritations and stuff like that. What, if anything, do you recommend would be good to help with that?
Well, I definitely recommend using another mask. This is a mask that's going to detox your face. It's going to get rid of all of the chemicals that may be getting on your face, as well as pull out the impurities. So going back to that skincare routine, we recommend you cleanse your face twice a day, in the morning and at night. So in the morning, you're getting any residue that has developed overnight. At night, you're going to get off everything that's there. And by using a good mask, we have a charcoal mask that will suck out things that are on your face. And even we have a lot of nurses who have to wear the mask. They use a lot of our masks, either the charcoal mask or the moisture renewing gel mask, depending on what their skin needs to take care of all of that stuff that gets on their face.
Is there anything that you can wear that's during the day that might help out to reduce any irritations, or
Well,
just
a
future?
moisturization on the face, because you're going to have some abrasion that appears from the mask, movement and things like that. So just having some moisturization there so that it doesn't develop into chafing, so that would be good.
Okay, perfect. So we've talked about beauty, inner beauty, and we have talked about outer beauty and wellness. Gloria, what do you think is another thing that, coming with the holidays around the corner, people are going to be struggling with, and tips to deal with that?
Well, right now is a lot of pressure, particularly where you want to see your family and traveling. It's stressful. It's a stressful time, even to go to the airport. So what I'm telling people now is just you have to get a sense of calmness. You have to meditate if you can. Meditate a lot. That will be critical. Understanding that people are also struggling too. And in those cases, you have to be kind of mindful of that. And at the same time, it's just a moment of just thinking deep about what we have been going through, what 2022 is bringing to us, and how we can, I'm not going to say that we're going to start doing this, the resolution of the year. We're just going to reimagine. I'm going to use that word that is well used this time, but reinventing ourselves. How are we going to be in 2021? So in 2022. So that will be critical. Right now with those mental health issues is critical. We need to be there for people to support them, and for those who are struggling, finding ways to tell them who to contact, what number to call, because I think it's important. Sometimes you don't have the tool as a friend, you don't have the tool what to say, but there are people prepared for us to help, that can help those individuals that are struggling at this time. So we have to be thinking about that. And I know that I tell people, listen, you see my posting in Facebook and you feel that all the eating and all that sounds is happy. Well, we also go through stuff, because we always wanted to portray that we always have a good life and all of those things. But don't get fooled by it. People sometimes are going through issues, are going through situations. So don't feel that everybody is having a perfect world and you are not. So always consider that they may also be struggling as well.
Well, particularly because I think that, one of the things that I think you don't consider or think about necessarily unless it's happened to you is that a lot of people in the last 18, 24 months have lost a lot of loved ones, family and friends, to the COVID or to complications, or because, being shut in has a huge impact on us human beings. We're social animals. And so I totally agree with what you're saying, Gloria, and that, keep an eye out for those of us that may be struggling and maybe need help, maybe suggestion to get therapy or counseling, or even if they look suicidal or you seem, I would rather be apologizing for overreacting and giving someone a phone number and telling them to call than not to have taken action and something tragic has happened. But the holidays, I think, are one of those things that the stress of family and relationships is a double-edged sword. Do you agree, Sherelle?
I totally agree. We do a lot of different things in Mary Kay. We always say it's not just lipstick. In Mary Kay, we give back in a lot of different ways, especially at the holidays. We do something called Adopt a Grandparent. And I have found that when you are giving to someone else, sometimes you don't think about what's going on with you. When the pandemic first hit, we did healthcare hero packages. So we gave those things to the nurses. And in October for breast cancer, we did chemo care packages for people because we have found that a lot of people who are dealing with cancer, because of their fear of going into healthcare organizations or institutions, it became a lot worse, a lot quicker than they thought. So we donate those. And with the Adopt a Grandparent, they're fun. We go to nursing homes. It's going to be a little different now with the pandemic. So we just give the gifts for the people there, because some of the people in the nursing homes, they can't get visitors. And even when they do allow them, they don't have relatives who could come and see them. So a lot of times people don't care how much you know, they want to know how much you care. So that's what we try to do, to try to create different pampering situations that we can give back and help people feel a lot better.
And how do people who want to participate in that program, do they donate or do they purchase products? How does that work? So that sounds like the most amazing thing in the world to do.
It is absolutely wonderful. I recall when we could actually go into the nursing homes. I'm assuming you're talking about the Adopt a Grandparent. We would sing the Christmas carols, so I'd take a group of my team and we'd go around to the different rooms and, depending on the person, we would start singing, and depending on their response, we would keep singing, but basically what happens is our customers purchase the packages. We donate them to the organization. And we oftentimes, if they want to put a little note and say, this is being donated in memory of, because they've had family members who were in nursing homes and they know how much it helped them. So, and that's the same that we did with the chemo care packages. People who have dealt with cancer, they will donate the packages in memory of. And it just allows people to feel a little better, to say, wow, somebody's been thinking about me. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, it just that human contact, or to have someone acknowledge that you exist, is so important. Gloria, what do you think about this program?
No, and that's the same thing that we're doing in the Office of Community Engagement at the University of Maryland. What we are trying right now is putting together information about the different food drive. Food insecurity is real. Winter drive, which means coats for the people that are homeless. So families that can't afford to have a jacket or any of those things for new arrivals, new immigrants that are coming, they don't have that kind of a clothing. So we're identifying all those areas where they are collecting all those items and putting it all together. So people, if they want to come to our website, which is www.oce.umd.edu, and there you can find the information about where to donate. Because I know people want to give, they wanted to pay forward, but sometimes they don't know where and they don't know how. And this is so easy because we have so much stuff. Every time that I go to my closet, I don't use this. I haven't used this for 3 years. That means I will never use this again. There might be a soul out there that would like to have this piece of clothing that is laying out, filling up my closet. Of course, I wanted to make sure that I don't buy another one to hold it. But that's something that we really definitely had to be promoting and getting more people involved.
And I was going to say, one of the things that I always, like to volunteer to donate to are the coat drives. Right now the audience doesn't know, but I'm in South Carolina for Thanksgiving week. But in the Northeast, we get cold We get
Mhm.
very, very cold. And so the need for coats, kids and adults, is super duper important. So anybody who, wants to donate, there's so many organizations that take those kinds of donations and need them because, they want to make sure that people stay warm in the winter. And what other organizations, Gloria, or kind of drives for donations would you recommend besides the ones you just mentioned?
Yeah, well, you have the interfaith
Mhm.
organizations, you have the organizations like the oh my God, the Salvation Army. Oh, they are amazing. They're always collecting, which is a critical. And the faith-based organizations, the Catholic Charities of the world, they're always trying to get more of those donations. And sometimes it's really hard to really help the community that they are serving. So those are the good ones that I can make that comes to mind that definitely will be. And Toys for Tots, you can just Google Toys for Tots, and that is beautiful. I
Mhm.
love buying gifts for kids and bringing it to that. And when the police officers are going to deliver them, it is beautiful to make those connections. So that's another drive that I encourage people to support.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I like the one for the Latino community up in Germantown and Up County. I love the hub. The hub is going to be doing fundraising and taking donations and clothing, food, but toys for tots for the kids. Make sure that they have toys. Sherelle, what is your favorite donations that you do besides the ones that you had already mentioned?
Okay. Well, of course, I give to my church. We had a major drive yesterday where they, and it was shown on the news, we gave out $1,050 gift cards. I extended it. So it was probably more than that, maybe 15 or 2,000. So monetarily, I give to that. But I used to work at Central Union Mission. And so I go back there during the holidays and donate different clothing. They oftentimes need socks, underwear, things of that nature, because it's 101 homeless men that stay in that mission. Mhm.
That's a lot of folks. What about food for the holidays?
Oh,
We're always talking about
yeah.
exercising and beauty,
Mhm.
but nobody mentioned
I was
diet.
ready to talk about it. I was ready to say something because that's the next, and the little cheer, a little drink here and there. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
But I think, I'm going to tell you something, Mariana. After going through all of this, we had to celebrate life,
Mhm.
whether it's with food and friends and family, people that love you, people that, that you care about. Why not? Because we are lucky. I feel that we're the luckiest people in the world because 6 million people, I think that's what says 6 million, didn't have that luck.
Mhm.
So at this moment, celebrating with food, whatever you want, in moderation, including moderation. No, in
Mhm.
moderation is just give yourself a path. I'm just gonna give you a path.
Well, I'm gonna go
In
eat
the
over
name
at
of
Gloria's
God.
house. But
Eat.
how about you, Sherelle? What do you recommend?
Same thing, but I mean, just having time with family. I'm not going home. I'm from the Virginia Beach area. So I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. My son is coming over and just having time with him. He's went through a lot of health challenges over the last couple of years, and we're waiting for him to get a kidney transplant. So just having special time with him. I don't cook, but we're going to have wonderful food delivered, and it's going to be great.
Well, that's important. I know that a lot of times people are thinking about, their diet and
Mhm.
food right before the holidays or during the holidays. And the other day I was watching the news and this doctor said something wonderful. And I felt like, whew, what a relief. He said, don't start a diet before the holidays. He says, I
Right.
always tell my patients, don't start one right before Halloween or Thanksgiving
Mhm.
or the winter holidays, Christmas and Hanukkah. Wait until after the holidays, but do consider eating in moderation, and
Mhm.
your choices, because ultimately dieting is not the solution, but more about just making smart choices. You can still eat, but eat smart things that aren't as bad for you as other things, because,
Mhm.
a lot of us need to stay super duper healthy to avoid getting sick, the flu, and all those kinds of things. So
Mhm.
I thought that was really good.
And I think
Lori,
that is true. That is based on what you're going through, because that's going to dictate how you have to behave. But what I'm saying is that sometime in life you have to give yourself a little bit of break.
Mhm.
Once again, it's not like you have to take this for the entire year next year, but at
Mhm.
least to know that this is a moment for spending quality time, enjoy the moment, enjoy
Mhm.
that day. And we're starting right now with the holidays. What a perfect time to just get together and have a nice meal, and having been with friends and family, and receive the new year with that, reinventing your life. Don't have to say that you're going to be losing 30 pounds in X amount of time. No, just said, I'm going to be trying to do one or two things a month, a week. Make it easy, because when you start putting this big challenge like I did,
you're
it
just
takes
setting
more
yourself up to
time,
fail.
or you
Yeah,
give
I
up.
agree. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, we're running out of time, unfortunately. It's always fascinating and great conversation, but I have to wear my lawyer hat for half a second and do remind everyone, please remember, don't drink and drive, be safe, and keep your purse and your wallets with you at all times when you're out shopping, if you do get out there and do a lot of shopping. I am Mariana Cordier. I thank you for watching. My guests, thank you for being on, and the audience. You can catch us on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can catch us on the cable channel. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.